What's up, film fam, and welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name's Dion,
My name is Scott.
and today, before I start, I gotta make a wish, guys. I got my
Got
One
your
Wish
One Wish
Willow. It's the
Willow,
Timo version.
$6.99.
Yeah, yeah, $6.99. It's in a green box. Don't worry about that. Um, I got this one on Timo. It's hard to
Hope
get,
it works.
but hope it works. Gotta make my wish. I wish that people love the Film Room Podcast more than any other podcast. All right.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, who is that? Wait, I guess it might have worked. I don't know. Who is that?
I think it might have worked. I mean, I'm gonna answer that in a second,
Okay.
but we got to get back to the podcast
Yeah.
because today's episode we're doing the movie Obsession, and just to set the table, I mean, I'm a big horror movie fan. Scott's not like a massive horror movie fan. He's definitely had to watch a lot because of the podcast. So I'm curious to hear his thoughts on one of the most talked about indie films from the last year, to be honest. And in this episode, we're gonna react to some online opinions from Instagram, from Reddit. We're gonna get into our deep dive, but before we get into all that, and before we even get into that, also at the end, I forgot to mention we got our Filmmies, bro. How can I not talk about the Filmmies?
Yeah. Come on, man.
You guys stick around for the Filmmies.
Yeah.
Because that's when we give our 6 awards to the movies we just watched. But now I can say, before all that, we have to give our general thoughts.
General thoughts.
So Scott, what were your thoughts on Obsession?
I really liked it. I mean, you talk about like how well talked about this movie is. Everybody's talking about it. Everyone's saying how great it is, and I really liked it. You mentioned that I'm not as much a horror guy, so I think I didn't like it. Like, there's aspects that I definitely can acknowledge were super well done, but just aren't for me. So I didn't love it as much as a horror guy like you. I'm excited to see what you think, but I feel like you would have loved this movie, but I mean, you feel uneasy and nervous throughout the whole movie. If you like that, you'll love this movie. I just don't like that as much in a movie, so it's not for me. But like, I gotta acknowledge it's super well done, and it's still like really unpredictable and shocking moments, and it was good. I really liked it.
And that's why I was laughing, because I was like, as someone that likes horror movies, I stepped out of that theater. I was like, yo, that was actually kind of scary. Like, there's some movies in there that actually really got me. I'm like, I pray for Scott, bro, if he hasn't seen this yet. This is actually like, I'm again, because I'm someone that's watched a lot of scary movies. Usually you get desensitized, where I'm like, that's not gonna scare me. I kind of see where this is coming because I kind of know the tropes. Even if like there was a trope on there, he kind of flipped them on their head and then was just like, oh man, that's not usually how they do that. Like, this is just uncomfortable, or like that just, I was not expecting that scream or whatever it is. But no, I absolutely loved it. You're right. Like, it's that extra thing, especially if like all the elements that you liked about it, you loved, and then you're like, there's that horror element that you don't love as much, but because I like that element, it just elevated even more. I think, just personally speaking, I think the concept on its own was just very simple and kind of got me a little interested. I'm like, okay, like, be careful what you wish for. Like, that leaves it open to interpretation, where you're like, what could happen here? Like, there could be a lot of cliche things you do with that, but you got me on that concept alone. Like, I don't know how you felt about the concept.
I mean, to be
when you
honest,
first
like you
heard.
said, like it's not something we haven't seen before. You know what I mean? Like that concept of someone, they have a love potion or whatever and it goes too far and now they're obsessed with this person. Like, there's nothing that really crazy about that, out of this world, fresh idea. So that's why like I wasn't that drawn to the movie, and also the fact that I'm not a massive horror guy. But then, I saw all the response from everyone who was saying they love it. So I was like, okay, I gotta at least like I gotta check it out now. Like I gotta see what the hype's
Yeah.
about. And it's really good. Like the way they take it with the obsession, like her being obsessed with him is a massive part of the movie, but there's also, it creeps into so many other like side characters and the stuff with the cat, and like there's so much other stuff going on that like it's not just about how she's obsessed with him specifically. It's not just them two. There's other stuff going on that's really interesting. And I think the fact that like there's just so much patience in, like, she's hiding in the corner of the room and he's really nervous, and we just sitting there for like a minute and we're just like, what is she gonna do? We know that she is obsessed positively for him, like she loves him, so I don't think she's gonna hurt him, but she's just so insane and crazy that I have no idea what's going to happen. And you're just sitting there and you're just sitting there and it's so uncomfortable. And you just gotta, and like, there was literally points where I wanted to like cover my face and look through my hand. And like, but I was like, I can't be doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's too, I don't know, lame. I can't do it. I didn't do it, but I wanted to.
And I don't blame you. Hey, I've been to some movies that like my sisters who love horror movies. I've seen them do that. I'm looking over it and I've seen them covering their eyes. So don't feel bad. Even the connoisseurs that go to these often
Okay,
are still
nice.
covering their eyes. And to your point about the pacing thing too, I think just the confidence even for Curry Breaker to start the movie off with the conversation.
Mm.
You mean like he's made short films and like he's also made his film that I'll talk about more that he made on YouTube and stuff like that. But this is your first film to go out into theaters and you're gonna start with a conversation. Like to have that confidence in that like, oh, we're gonna build on this. Like you're gonna get to know these characters in the opening scene and not to start with like some bombastic thing, right? It's like, no, we're gonna start like hot and then we'll come back to that. Just like, just to have that confidence as like this year being your first feature in itself shocked me. I was like, oh damn, we're starting slow like this. Okay.
As someone that's not a massive horror guy but has seen some, I kind of felt like this was not that big of a swing actually for an opening scene, just in the fact that like not necessarily the conversation itself, just the fact that like it was kind of funny. Like he's,
Mhm.
pouring his heart out and saying his feelings. And then it's just revealed that this is just like a waitress working at this diner. And that like that
Yeah.
was just like a funny thing. And I was like, okay, in horror movies, they normally start with the tone that's light. We're introducing our characters, everyone's so bubbly and fun, and then we're gonna see them all die by the end of it. So
Yeah.
that was an aspect that I was like, okay, I feel like I've kind of seen this archetype of an opening scene before. But your point about like just two people sitting down at a table, that's a good point.
It's like it made me think of Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Two people talking in a diner, but yeah, no. To your point, it's not like this hasn't been done before, but I think just mostly because he's a newer director, I would assume that's like, okay, well, I gotta give people the scares. We're gonna start off with the scares
mm,
to set the table of like, hey, you're about to watch a scary movie kind of thing. But it doesn't start off that way. And that's why I found it really interesting. I think one thing that really surprised me too, and like I have a lot of like notes on this, and we'll get more into that also, is like the cinematography.
yeah,
Like the way the movie was shot and like the you could tell like the thought that went into the visuals, the use of shadows, the lighting. It was just like something that I personally haven't seen in a lot of movies, just in
yeah.
general.
I totally agree with you. I think the way that he uses all of the screen with like things going on in the background, like you'll have your two characters in the foreground, and that could be like what you're focused on, and it is what you're focused on. Like that's where literally the focus of the camera is, because the
Yeah.
background a lot of times they have blurred. And I'm not a filmmaker, so I think there is a way to kind of like focus in such a way where you can still make out what's in the background, and you can
Hmm.
make out what's going on in the background, but it's still like significantly blurred with whatever
Yeah.
lens they were using, or however whatever technique they use for making these shots. But like, when we're sitting in the car and we're sitting like seeing the characters like sideways, so we see out the window and the background's all
Hmm.
blurred, and then like something's going on back there. Or when he is at the store talking to Ian and we see Nikki behind like staring at him the whole
Oh,
time
just
while yeah, you know
staring.
what I mean? Like it's blurred, so it's like, okay, this is still like murky and this isn't what you're supposed to be focused on, but like she's staring at him this whole
Yeah.
conversation. You could still make that out. And like when he's at the restaurant with on the phone, and she steps out to like look for him, and then back at like little things like that. Like he used the whole screen, and that goes right to your cinematography point. It was really good.
Yeah, and just that balance too. Like we got another comedy duo that took their steps into horror.
True.
Just the balance of it being having its light moments, its creepy moments, its terrifying moments, and then it's just its funny moments. It's like it was such a nice balance of that, which always works because it's just a sense of relief for the viewer where they're so uptight, and then you throw in a joke in there. It's almost like a guaranteed laugh because you're like, okay, I don't gotta be scared. It's
Yeah.
they're giving me humor. Okay, thank goodness.
That's it's a good point. You're right. Like moments hit, and there's not a lot of them, but when they hit, because they're so rare, they always work. But like I think this movie never lets you get comfortable, to be honest. Like there's always times where like, okay, he's lying back in bed and like he told Nikki, like, go over there. But like I think another reason, like the way it's shot, like there's a lot of like close-ups on Bear, let's say, while Nikki's doing deranged shit. And
Mhm.
so she's off camera. So we don't know where she is or what she's doing, but we're in the room with him. So I'm so nervous. Like it doesn't let you get comfortable at all, man. Like as soon as like they disarm a situation, something will pop off and they'll be like, nope, you can't be cool. Like there are a couple moments like that where there's a joke where you can maybe disarm yourself, but then like something will happen. Nikki will do something, someone will say something to trigger Nikki, and then you're like, oh no, she's not gonna let that slide.
No, and that's the I saw someone because I was watching some interviews just like to hear some of the actors that kind of give their perspective on like being in the movie and stuff like that. And I can't remember which interview said it, but like they compared Nikki to like a shark in Jaws, where it's like you're scared. It's almost like you even when she's not in the scene, you're scared because like, wait, where's the shark?
Mm,
Where's the shark? I can hear the music, and I don't see the fin yet. But like, where is she? Like, you feel more comfortable when you can at least when you see her in the
yeah.
scene. When you don't see her in frame, you're like, oh my
No,
gosh,
where is
I don't know
she?
what
Yeah.
she's doing right
Yeah.
now. I don't know what she's planning on doing. It's like that's power in a character. The fact that you're more nervous when she's not in frame than when she's in
Yeah,
frame
that's such a good
is
point. And
is
your
wild.
point about the music too, like the music was terrifying in this movie. Like there's no bubbly fun times. Like it's just constantly dread, and it never wants to feel, never wants to let you go and feel happy, feel comfortable, never.
Yeah.
And see,
No, for
that's a
sure.
feeling
I
where I'm
mean,
like, I don't like this in a movie. I don't know how people like this in a movie. It's done super well.
yeah.
I can 100% acknowledge that, but like, what the hell?
I still thought of this movie and I was thinking, just like Denny, I think Curry Baker needs a hug.
No, 100%.
Whenever I see from the mind of Zach Kreger, from the mind of Curry Baker, I'm like, this is from your mind, dog. I'm like, I need to hug you if I ever meet you, dog. Like,
Yeah, you got to make that one
why is this in
wish.
your
You got to
mind?
make a one wish that you can see, I don't know, sunshines and rainbows a little bit better, man. What the hell?
Oh my goodness, man. But with that being
I
said,
did. I do have
I
one
think
more
it's
thing I
time.
wanted to mention
Oh,
though. Is
okay,
just
yeah, yeah.
like I'm seeing a lot of praise for Inde Navarrette, who plays Nikki. Like
Yeah.
just the overall performances in the movie. Like I think
Yeah.
our two leading actors were great. Inde Navarrette
Mhm.
and Michael Johnston, who plays Bear.
Yeah.
And so she's getting all the love, and I think she was great. 100%, she deserves that love. But I think Michael Johnston deserves a little more
Oh my
juice.
goodness. No, he
He was
does.
great, man. Like she had a little more opportunity to flex just with
Mhm.
the creepy stuff that she's doing, and she nailed it 100%. Again, I'm not
Yeah,
taking anything
yeah,
away from her, but like he's in every scene of this movie. I was literally thinking
yeah.
back. I was like, is there a scene of this movie that he's not in? I don't think so.
I did hear him say he's like I'm not in like one scene. I don't know what scene that was, but he acknowledged that he's like, yeah, there's like I'm not in like one scene. I don't know which scene it
I
was,
actually, yeah, I can't even think of what scene it, but he's
but he said there's a scene he's not in.
okay,
I don't
sure, I
remember.
believe him. But like, I think his reactions to her deranged episodes were super awesome, and like we were talking about, like the close-ups on his face, really patient while he's kind of like really uncomfortable, like lying in bed or something, or lying in the car when he freaks out in the car, and like you're just sitting with his face, and like if his performance isn't great, this movie fully falls apart.
Oh
So
yeah.
like she deserves a lot of praise, 100%, but I think he deserves more than he's getting.
Oh, I 100% agree. And I think the biggest thing for me, which I already was feeling that way before I saw him in an interview, but like when you see someone out of character and you're like, okay, like he really embodied
Right.
that cuz he's not that guy. He's not this little nervous like he's just a confident guy who's talking in interviews. I'm like, "Oh, damn, you really transform into that guy because that is such a specific kind of person." And he like I 100% believed it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, he just is this guy." Unless I saw him out of this, I would have assumed that, oh, he must be this guy because he's so authentic to this character and like just the way he acts and his nervousness and his awkwardness. It's just, yeah, no, he killed it.
Yeah, and he's not getting no love.
Nah, he really
So
isn't.
I just had to give him some love because Michael Johnston, you were great. No one's giving you your flowers, but we are here on the Film Room Podcast.
No, yeah, we definitely are. But with that being said,
Now we can get into
I
the
think it's
family
time for the family.
meeting.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, family meeting time. This is where we react to community thoughts. And I asked the question on our Instagram, put a poll up on our story. I asked the question, do you believe the hype on this movie? Because like Dion said in the intro, very talked about. Everyone's talking about this movie. And I didn't believe that. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't believe the hype at first. I said I was like not super interested in it just because this premise isn't some fresh, crazy idea. But 71% said, yeah, they think it looks awesome. They totally believe the hype. 29% said, not too sure, but I'll check it out. They're still, and nobody said it doesn't look good. I agree. I don't think that it didn't look good. It just, maybe I didn't think it was for me. But no, this movie's getting a lot of hype, and for the most part, people are believing it. What do you think? Were you super hyped for this?
The funny thing is, like, and this goes back to like a couple months ago when we were trying to buy our tickets
Tiff?
for TIFF.
Yeah.
I remember I said it to Eloise. I'm like, I do you want to watch this one? I was like, okay, I know you don't love horror movies too much. I know Scott doesn't. So like, I maybe I won't suggest this one as one we go to because it's a Midnight Madness movie, so it probably will be scary.
Mhm.
It's usually at Midnight Madness if they're gonna play a movie and it's a horror movie, it probably is gonna be scary. But then I looked for the ticket. I was like, oh, it's sold out anyway, so we can't go. I was like, hi, let me just keep a note on that. So I had initial interest, and then I heard at the next wave of kind of film festivals, people were like, that was one of the most talked about movies. Everyone was like, oh, damn, Obsession movie. I was like, okay. And then I started seeing some people that kind of went to early screenings on people being like, yo, you gotta see Obsession. And I was like, I understand the difference when there's like, oh, you gotta go check it out. And there's like when someone's like, yo,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, no,
It's
no,
the level of the
yeah.
eyebrows. That's what
Yeah,
it is. It's
it
like
really
if your
is.
if your eyebrows don't change, it's like, yeah, you should check out that movie. It's like, I don't got to see that movie. If
Yeah.
they go up quarter inch, like, okay, that's probably a pretty good movie. If they're like a half inch above where they normally sit, you got to go see that movie. It's all in the eyebrows.
That's what I'm saying. I literally did that thing to my sister because she told me she was kind of iffy on this movie, and before I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's fine. She's like, I'll probably watch at some point. She's like, I'm gonna go see like Holcomb. That's like a horror movie that's out right now. And I was like, okay, yeah, go see Holcomb. I'm gonna see Obsession. After I stepped out, she hadn't seen Holcomb yet. I was like, Jada, go watch Obsession first. I think you'll really like it. And she's like, really? And I was like, Jada, I just said it again. Go watch Obsession. And she was like, oh, really? I'm like, yes.
Okay.
No emojis.
Yeah.
Just because usually we put emojis in our conversation. No emojis, just flat. So then she understood I'm serious.
The seriousness
I'm like, oh.
of the situation. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, is this like your favorite movie of the year right now, would you say?
It's always tough because I feel like there's always recency bias.
Yeah.
You see a good movie and it's just like that. Like I feel like I was thinking about this too because I really like Project Hail Mary,
Mm-hmm.
and I recently I saw another movie. It's called Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, and I really like that movie too. And I'm like, I just stepped out of the theater. Unless it's bad, I'm always probably gonna feel like that was the best movie
Okay.
I just saw. So yes, I think this is the best movie I've seen.
Okay, yeah, hey, that's a fair answer to the question.
2026.
I think Project Hail Mary is definitely the competitor for me to this one, but I think I had a better time watching Project Hail Mary just because I just don't like the feeling of this movie.
100%.
But I think this is a better movie. I think I can acknowledge that. Like I had issues with Project Hail Mary, and like I don't really have a lot of problems with this movie. It's pretty
versus just how it made you feel.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's what it's trying to do. So it achieves what it's trying to do. But what it's trying to do just isn't my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I can still acknowledge I think it's better.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man, because like everyone's even telling, like we were on the what's it called, Pinfalls and Playbooks podcast, and they're even saying go watch Holcomb. So I was like, I'm not even like shitting on Holcomb saying people don't watch to go watch Obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm saying also watch Obsession because people have been saying that Holcomb's good, so I'm definitely gonna go check that out. And then we also got Backrooms like in 2 weeks. This is a crazy month for horror just in May. And like we still have like I don't know, I guess the rest of the year is not looking that crazy. I think like there's Evil Dead, and then we got Robert Eggers movie all the way in December though.
Yeah. Backrooms is one that like I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not. I mean, like I wasn't that drawn to Obsession, and Backrooms, I'm not that drawn to. I've heard good things, and like we'll see when it comes out, like what the general
Yeah,
consensus is, because like I don't really put a lot of importance on critic scores and stuff, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. No,
But
me neither.
I mean, if it gets overall super glowing reviews, I might have to go check that one out too. But I don't know. I'm not that
Yeah,
big
no,
on
we'll
it.
see. Yeah, we'll see. But what about you though? What was your well, I guess you said that you were kind of iffy.
Yeah. Well, I'll move to Reddit. I kind of
Okay.
just threw up my general thoughts on the movie,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna shout out Hot Mongoose. Great name. Reddit always
Great
has
name.
great names. Every time we shout
Yeah,
out
they
a
always
Reddit,
got great
it's
names.
always great names. So he said, or she, I agree with all of it, apart from Michael was not better than Indy, not by a long shot.
Oh, damn.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Indy's getting all the love. Michael's not getting no love. What the hell, man?
Not by a long shot is crazy.
Crazy.
Acting like he was like a six man in the movie or something. Like the guy wasn't even not by a long shot. Come
Yeah,
on.
come on now. Give him. You gotta give him some more love than that.
No, you definitely do. What I actually have like a little I don't know where to place it. It was just like a little like a just little thing of kind of like talking about like Barker. I called him Baker before.
Yeah, it's kind of an
Is it Barker or is
awkward.
it Baker?
It. I guess it's not an awkward name. It's the guy's name, but like for whatever reason, like I see that and I think Curry Baker,
Yeah, I don't
but
know
it's there's an
why.
R in
Is it
there.
like a Stephen Curry? Like I don't know. I think it's also strange. Just the Curry part throws me off. I'm so
Curry,
used to
first
obviously
name
Stephen
Curry.
Curry. Yeah,
Yeah.
first name
He
Curry.
also looks like a kind of an eccentric guy. He's got interesting glasses and like the really
Yeah,
bright
true.
like blonde hair. Like he's with an interesting name. Like this guy was destined for greatness.
Oh,
You're not
for
gonna see
sure.
a dude with that looks like that with the name Curry Barker and he's just like,
No,
serving you hamburgers. Like,
definitely
nah, this
not.
guy was meant to be a great director.
Yeah, so before we get into it, like obviously get into like more of our deep dive conversation, we've been talking about the movie, but
Yeah.
I also wanted to show a little love to Curry Baker Barker. Sorry, I even just did this again, but of messing up his name. But but just in the sense of like I just found it interesting, just his story in general. I'm not doing this isn't turning into the Curry Barker podcast, but it just the fact
His
that
movie.
this is his movie, just another situation where you get a sketch comedy duo that because he had a YouTube channel that's called that's a bad idea with Cooper Tomlinson, who was the guy that plays Ian in this movie. And I didn't
Oh,
know that. I didn't know that was. Did you know that?
no.
These guys are you were like YouTubers. They both had plans to be in Hollywood and stuff like that. But obviously, that's a lot of people's wishes, and it doesn't work out that way. So like, you know what? Let's just do our stuff on YouTube. That's like the age it is. So they've been doing sketch comedy stuff, bits, sometimes long, sometimes short, for like the last 2 years. Maybe it's been even longer, but maybe you delete the shitty videos, so only the good stuff's up there. So they've probably been doing it longer. Maybe they just delete some of the early stuff that wasn't hitting, but they started making shorts, and some of the shorts that they made were horror related, but then they always go back. It's always that classic thing of like I got Key and Peele, and then when someone turned into it, you got
Mhm.
Zach Kreger most recently, and now you got another person that was doing sketch comedy stuff. And it's like, you know what? Let's go into horror. It's a bit cheaper to make that movie than do anything else. So let's try to make that movie. And they made a short film called the Chair in 2023, which did pretty well. And then in 2024, he made a movie that was called Milk and Cereal
Mhm.
on a budget of only $800,
Oh wow.
and it was the budget just went to literally the camera and then the one other actor that they hired. It was just the three of them, and they tried to actually get it put out into theaters, like try to get someone to pick it up. It didn't work, and they're like, "Ah, whatever, man. Let's just put it on YouTube, I guess. Let's just give it a home." And now, as of today, I'm sure it's definitely gotten a bump a little bit because of the movie and everything, but it's sitting at 2.4 million views now,
Wow.
and I think it definitely got a bump, but that was like the I guess like the proof of concept of Elizabeth, this is what I could do, because someone saw that and was like, oh damn, okay, like you can actually like make something. And I think at first they were kind of like, do you want to make one of your short films into a full feature, or do you want to do something kind of do this, but then make it actually into like something with a budget more than $800?
Mhm.
And he came to them with a concept, and he was like, no, I actually have this concept, which he was actually inspired by a Simpsons episode.
Yeah, I
I'm
kind of loosely
You saw
saw this
that?
stuff. Like I knew he was doing short films. I saw that. I saw that he had this other
Mm.
film before because I was like, I thought I had heard that this was his debut, But then I saw that the Milk and Cereal on his filmography, you know, as writer, director, like everything. And I was like, okay, so I guess if it goes on YouTube, it doesn't count as like a actual film. Like this is still his debut. I don't know how that works.
I guess it's a theatrical debut.
Okay, yeah,
It's
sure.
the first. I bet it's the way you look at it. It's the first thing to go to theaters, because I guess we could shoot a movie like in our backyard and throw it on YouTube, and
Hmm.
then we make a movie that goes in theaters. I think people will be like, no, that was your first. Kind of,
Yeah.
I guess like it's like an EP. I guess it's an
Okay.
EP until it's like, I actually don't know what actually resonates, makes something not an EP or whatever. But no, I thought that was interesting just to kind of see that. And yeah, the Simpsons episode of basically, I've never actually seen this episode, but like there's like a monkey paw, and it actually grants you 4 wishes, and it's like you make the wishes, and it's the same concept of like, okay, well, be careful the way you word it, because a
Hmm.
lot of people in the episode apparently word it weird, and then they get something that they didn't really want. So he saw that episode and he was like, okay, I'm gonna work with that, and he kind of like homed in on that concept, and they liked it. It's crazy to think, like, hearing in these interviews, they're like, yeah, man, like we put it out, we debuted at TIFF, and like that, like everything changed after that. I'm like, that's crazy. We were there.
Yeah.
We were there. These guys, his life changed at an event that we were there for.
Yeah, maybe
Because
partly because of us, but no,
yeah,
we weren't at that
exactly.
movie, so I don't think we
No,
really
we
had any.
weren't that.
But like, how do you? So he made this movie. Like, I don't know all those
Yeah,
background things, like industry secrets, or like you make this movie and you just whoever the committee that selects this stuff at TIFF likes it, so they put it on their movie. Then people pick it up, and now Neon gets it and distributes it, and now it's getting a positive response from everybody, and it's going to make a ton of money. It has a $1 million budget, so, and it's already way
crazy.
surpassed that, so it's going to make a ton of money. And who knows going forward what that's going to mean for this guy. But like, isn't that crazy? Like in a year, your a year or two, your life could just like completely change.
No, 100%. Like him and like what's his Cooper, like the guy that plays Ian in the movie, they're just like roommates living in LA, and they're like just trying to make it by. They made a movie for $800, and then suddenly like they're like, all right, let's try to like see if we can get funding for this. Like they like that thing and see if it works. Let's submit. Should we submit to TIFF? Like you kind of do that on a whim. It's like, yeah, let's just submit. Like I don't know if we'll get it, whatever. Gets picked. They don't win, which is funny because I was looking back at like the People's Choice.
Mm.
Number one was Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, and the runner-ups were Obsession and The Furious. We can speak on The Furious, and I can speak on Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Honestly, not a fair lineup. Not a fair lineup for them, because if anybody that knows that movie, no, I'll say the name of the movie again: Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. It's literally directed by a Toronto director, and the movie is shot in Toronto. The
Mm.
people were gonna vote for that
Yeah,
movie.
he had all of
There's
his
a lot
guys
of
coming out,
bias.
and yeah, got everybody to
The
vote.
movie's great though.
Okay.
That movie is hilarious. So I do recommend that movie, but that's a stacked lineup.
Yeah.
But for
Now having seen Obsession, knowing that this is a great movie, and us having seen The Furious, knowing how great that movie is, and that's coming soon, and I'm seeing a lot of buzz for it now. It's crazy. Like now, like so, it like the pre-screenings are happening, so lots of people are getting to watch it, and like I've seen nothing but positive reviews. People are freaking out about how great this movie is, just like we were at when we saw it at TIFF.
yeah.
I'm so excited to see it again, man.
Oh, me too, man. But yeah, it is crazy also just because we talked about, like, you talked about how like he said his life changed. It was Focus Features actually. It wasn't Neon. Maybe Neon
Oh,
also got on top of it
I
too.
don't know
But
why I
I
thought
think
Neon. Anyways,
maybe they also got on it too,
I don't know.
because sometimes multiple production houses get on it. But like Focus Features saw them and they're like, we want to buy the movie. Here's however much money. We're gonna put it in theaters. And Jason Blum from Blumhouse got in on it too. He's like, I want to be an executive producer. And he was like, because they used to post regularly on their YouTube page, and people were like, oh, you guys don't post anymore. He's like, ever since that TIFF happened, he's like, my world changed. He's like, I haven't had a free day in the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like he's like, literally my life changed. I was like, that's crazy. He's like, that movie premiered at TIFF, and my life has been different ever since.
That's
And it forever will be,
crazy.
honestly.
Yeah.
If he keeps the ball rolling, like this is a good
Man.
start, man.
That's so cool, man. That's just like that's the type of thing that like encourages you to like go and do stuff. You know what I mean? Like you never know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen. Like you just make some $800 And that just proves like, the cream always rises to the top, right? If you got it, you put it out there and people will find you. And that's so crazy. That's sick.
No, it really is. I want to get back to the you talking about like the whole awkward feeling part, because that was like a big part of that tone. It's like obviously the dread
Mm.
and it's the scares but I speak more on that. Like obviously you didn't like it, but what were your opinions on
Well,
it in general?
it's
Like what is it?
it's a tough feeling because like I say I don't like it because it's just not really my thing that much. But like when it's well done, I can still appreciate it. So like I still do like it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird to
Yeah.
explain my relationship with horror, but like I love movies. So I still
Yeah.
love like a well done movie. But like there's just so many parts of the movie. Like it's just constant. Like what's the verdict on the cat, for example? Like
Mhm.
ain't no fucking way this girl chopped up this cat, cooked it up, and put it in this guy's lunch. And like that's just such a feeling of disgust and horror. And like imagine you just ate your cat that died. When that happened, I was like, okay, this is a shocking moment. And if that's all it's supposed to be, that's fine because it totally achieves that. This is shocking as hell. But is it like, did she do this because she's jealous of the love that he has
Mhm.
for the cat? Because, she loves him so much and she would just be jealous. But like throughout the movie, he doesn't really show that he cares that much about it. Like even when he dies, like he puts it in a garbage bag and kind of like cleans it up. And like, it doesn't seem like he doesn't have that much of a reaction to it. So I was like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like
He
she would
cries a
have
little
this.
bit. I'll give him that. He just cry at first.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sobs up a little bit. I know he's not like he's completely distraught.
Right.
And it's not like it stopped him from going to trivia night still. He wasn't that distraught about it. He still went.
Yeah.
His feelings for Nikki are stronger than his cat, clearly.
That's what
But
I'm saying. Like and he still moves on with the rest of the movie. Like she does this weird shrine to him, like to the cat in the kitchen, like when he wakes
yeah.
up the first. Like all these moments are very shocking. I was just wondering, like, do you think that's why she's doing this, or is it literally just like she's crazy and just doing crazy stuff?
I think that's the interesting thing about that Nikki character. You're constantly wondering, I'm like, are you doing this because like you're jealous? Are you doing this because you genuinely think he would like this? Or are you actually kind of like messing with him where it's just like, because even then I was like, is she like, yeah, I don't know why she would think you'd want these things. Like,
Yeah.
part of me is wondering, I'm like, is there like an alternative motive to it? Because like, yeah, why would he want this shrine? He's already thrown it out.
Mm-hmm.
You went out of the garbage to go create this shrine. He's like, no, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah. After the night that like, because I think this is after the like watching him sleep scene, which is
Oh yeah,
absolutely bananas too. Like this is just a feeling like this is when I want like I wanted to watch through
yeah,
my eye through my
100%.
hand. Like at first I didn't see her in the corner
No, me
when
neither.
we look back and then she's talking and then I see her and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, that's terrifying. And then like and we just sit on the screen and she slowly walks forward. They have this whole conversation. He's telling her how weird it is and like how uncomfortable it is. And I just have no idea what's gonna happen. And then the camera's close up on his face as he goes back to bed. Like every time there was crazy stuff happening and he was just like going to sleep, I'm like, how are you possibly sleeping right now? It's terrifying.
That was even funny in itself too. Like this is like it's like that perfect setup of a place for the humor where she's just like, go back to sleep. And then he just goes back to sleep. Like you think he'd be like, I
Yeah.
can't sleep. I'm terrified. But he's just like, all right, I'm gonna try. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're gonna do to me. Like I think he has that balance. Like we're thinking the same thing. I think he's like, well, she likes me. I don't think she'd hurt me, but
Right.
I don't actually know.
Yeah, that's the one
Like I'm
thing
so
where like I feel like he can go to sleep because she wouldn't hurt him because the whole thing is that she's super obsessed with him. But like, so she's doing all this weird stuff that he doesn't want. But like, you would think that she would at least know that hurting him is not something that he would want and not something that she would want. She'd be like, oh no, Bear, you got hurt. But you just don't know. Like she's just doing.
don't
She's
know.
so unhinged. You just have no idea, and you're just lying next to her in bed, trying to sleep. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. And I think this is what sets this movie apart. And like I know I always like have a bias with these, and like there is these elements of horror movies, like even when sometimes they play into the tropes or they do certain things, I sometimes still have a good time with horror movies if they're done well. Like I don't like every horror movie. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
horror movies I don't like, but I can really appreciate like the psychology of just like building the scare and like creating that tension. And I always compare it, which I'm sure translate because of the people that have been like really successful in this industry of like me appreciating like a good joke being built up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the just the fact that like, or like the construction of a well done fighting scene. Like you could just be like, oh, okay, like this was constructed well. Like, and sometimes it's even the flip of like, I also didn't expect that. You made me think that was gonna be the thing that was gonna creep me out. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So like you created this perfect environment, even though I know it's made up. Like we go to these movies, we get lost in these things, we know it's not real. But now I'm sitting here in a theater and like I'm terrified and like nothing's even happening right now. This girl is just standing in a corner and you have me so nervous.
It's, I mean, but there's so many things you can use to add to that. Like the music is a big thing,
Yeah.
and just context. You know, like we know that this wish has a hold of her, and there's also like some of the jump scares, like when she's lying on top of him in bed, and they're kissing, and then she's just like, "What the fuck?" And then like the whole,
Oh my God.
dude,
That scared the shit out of
same.
me.
I physically jumped. I physically jumped at that point. That was
Me
what got me the
too.
most. That was probably the
I
biggest
think
thing
so
that got
too.
me. Like from a singular jump scare aspect, like general uncomfort was constant throughout the whole movie. But like
Yes.
the one single jump scare, that Jesus Christ.
I think, oh no, I think another one that got me too, which wasn't even like a jump scare, it was more of an audio scare, and it was done so well. But then when he's just like, Nikki, like I think I'm gonna go to a boys' night. Like she's in the shower, and then just boom. I was like, oh my
gosh.
gosh. I was not ready for that reaction.
Yeah, I mean, see, the reason that didn't work as well, it still worked, but like the reason that wasn't as bad as like the bed one for me, let's say, is because I knew that when he said I want to go to a boys' night, she wasn't going to be happy about that. You know what I mean? She was
Yeah.
going to do something. I didn't know what it was, but like, so I was mentally preparing myself for something. The thing in the bed was just so shocking, and that's such a interesting part of this movie. I think that's handled so well is like the aspect of like what's really happening to her, because
Mhm.
horror movies, what I like more in a horror movie or thriller is mystery. You know, like
Mhm.
thinking what happened to this person, or how is this happening, or whatever. We know how this is happening. You know, he made the wish and whatever, but we don't
Yeah.
really exactly know what. And it's like slowly revealed to us, like what the fuck, like when that happened for the first time, when it snaps, and then he's in the car. I was like, maybe she's kind of aware of what's going on, but I'm not really sure. And then, you know, he's on the phone, like, oh, you want to put in a cancellation request? Yeah, we don't really do that. And and then he's like, do you want to talk to her? And then you hear her freaking out in the back. So I'm like, oh, so that's like actual Nikki. They have her, I don't know, her conscious or whatever is somewhere, and she's being possessed. I think that aspect of the movie is really crazy. And I just want to actually let you know, that's Curry Barker on the phone. Did you know
Oh,
that?
it is.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I did not know that part of the movie. Gave me chills because I didn't expect to, because he was just joking. You know what I mean? Like 1 minute he's just like, "Yeah, we don't do that." I'm like, "Okay, this is kind of like a light moment," and then he's just like, "You want to talk to her?" He's like, "Talk to who, Nikki?" And you just hear her screaming. He's like, "Yeah, you want to talk to her?" I'm like, "Whoa, what the?" I'm like, "What are they doing to her?" And then the phone just hangs up. I'm like, "Yo, what's happening?" I thought she was like gone or something, or like I don't know what's going on. Which, again, to your point, the mystery part, which makes it so intriguing. I'm like, yo, what is happening?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like that scene, the construction of that scene, like you talk about the construction of a joke, like the way you're kind of it kind of lulls you to sleep, where you're like, okay, he's talking to this guy on the phone. He just seems like this loser dude or whatever. Like who would be on the other line of this One Wish Willow call center thing, right? Just who knows.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's just like, yeah, no, you only get one wish, man. Like you can't really do that. We can't really alter it. You want to cancel it? Yeah, well, we don't really do that either. And he's like, "What? You led me to believe I could." So it's funny, and like there's no inclination that this guy is even involved in this at all. And then as soon as he says, well, you want to talk to her, the whole it immediately on a dime just
Oh
flips, and
my
you're like,
gosh.
oh, so you hear her screaming, so you're like, is like, we know this is some sort of like supernatural thing. It's like maybe like,
Yeah.
Get Out, like the sunken place, something like that, where like,
Hmm.
so her consciousness still exists somewhere with this guy,
Hmm.
but like the fact that you can access that from a phone call just doesn't even make sense, but
Yeah.
terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying. I saw a lot of discord online of like people just talking about Bear in general, and I'm curious what your thoughts are as far as, is Bear likable? Is he relatable? Is he a bad guy? I saw that question been asked a lot. Is he a bad
It's
guy?
a great question, and this is one of my points. I think Bear is the antagonist of the movie.
Okay.
He's having sex with her throughout, and she has no control of that. So that's already pretty bad, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, she in her state of psychosis or whatever, she wants to do this, but like it's not really Nikki, so
Mhm.
that's already still pretty bad. He doesn't do anything whenever she's harming herself, whenever, like she throws up on herself and like pees on the carpet and all this stuff. Like he doesn't really seem like he cares that much. But the biggest thing that really puts it over the top for me is like when she asks him to kill her, right? She's sleeping and like Nikki takes over. She's sleeping, just kill me. He says, what's so bad about being with me? And he says it in a way that's like he's pissed. Like,
Mhm.
what's so bad about being with me, Nikki? It's like she's under a spell, asshole. Like, what are you talking about? Like this, it's insane. Like, geez, come on, Nikki. Like, what's so bad about being with me? And she's freaking possessed, man. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, what's so bad about being with you? She's who knows what the hell's happening to her soul when this other Nikki is in charge of it or whatever. Like that, I think he's 100% the antagonist. So many people in this movie die because of him. He's
Yeah.
no, I don't like Bear.
And it's funny too because the way he's positioned too, they definitely made him it more complex, and then his character is more complex enough that you can at least have somewhat of a conversation about it. Just
Yep.
because from where you start with the character, where it's like, okay, he's relatable in the sense of like, okay, it's like this awkward moment where, okay, he likes a girl, he doesn't really know how to tell her how he feels. There's that relatability with that, and it's just like he's kind of like shy in that sense, and it's like he's like this tragic character where you're just like, oh come on, dude, like you're overthinking it. Just be really casual with it. Like you're immediately rooting for him because just like to up until that point, you're like, well, I don't have a reason to not root for this guy, so like I want to see him just like to like man up and like do his thing. So like it starts off with that, but then yeah, then it flips. And to your point, like where you have those moments where it's like, okay, that's kind of messed up, dude. Like I thought you liked this girl, and now it's like you're almost just treating her like it's like a dog, basically. And then you expect the dog to clean itself up and do all the things still, and yeah, it's just it is a really weird dynamic in that aspect when like you see that flip, and then you're like, wait, I thought I was rooting for this guy. So
Mm-hmm.
at least it makes it complex enough where it's not like he was out from the jump that he was showing these traits that you didn't like.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. From the start, he is likable because you're right. You're like, okay, no, just tell her you like her, man. Like maybe she'll like you back, maybe she won't, but like you got to tell her that you like her. And when he starts like for the points when they're hooking up at the beginning, I don't think he really understands what's going on with the whole possession thing.
Mm,
So I give him some grace in that aspect. Like he thinks it's still her and she's consenting to this. But like I've been thinking about it, and like I just think in moments where like it kind of slowly progresses, and then the big thing is like I said when he's like, "What's so bad about being with me?" But like when they're at the party, let's say, and they're playing that game, and he's like, "Kiss the person to your left," and it's Sarah. We immediately know like Nikki's not
yeah,
down
she's
for
not
that,
having
right? Yeah, she's not having that.
that.
So like, and he's got to know that. At this point he knows that. He knows that
Yeah,
she's going to do something crazy, and he doesn't do a damn thing. She doesn't do anything that crazy. She just kind of backs Sarah up, like she doesn't
yeah.
harm anyone. So like, but I feel like you gotta do something, like maybe explain to everyone, like make a lie, be like, like, nah, me and Nikki are together, so I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Like you got to do so. Just sitting there and doing nothing, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, no, he was very much just like reactive than proactive. That was his issue
True.
with all these situations. A lot of these issues definitely could have been prevented, or he could have. I mean, obviously, this Nikki character is not logical, so I'm
Yes.
not gonna say like he could say anything and she would have been like, yeah, for sure, I won't do anything weird anymore, because she still did a lot of weird things even after he reacted instead of being proactive. But yeah, no, he he definitely did not do as much as he could. I do think though that another aspect of it that even helps you even still like think about whether is this guy a bad guy or not. Like he's doing a lot of bad things. Just the fact that the alternative to break the wish is that he has to kill himself, where you're just like, okay, yeah, it's not that simple. Where it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, what's going on is wrong here, but like, okay,
What's
I
he
don't know
supposed to
if
do?
yeah, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
It'd be way more messed up if it was like, oh yeah, all you have to do is this, where it didn't involve him harming himself or anything. It's just like maybe he just had to, I don't know, do something else weird, go to like a temple or something and do something hard, maybe burn himself. But where it's just like, I don't want to do that. Seems uncomfortable. Where like if you just don't want to do something that's inconvenient
Yeah.
versus literally just like ending his life, where you're just like, okay, now I'm
Yeah.
at kind of a
I will say, I
crossroads.
guess there is a little bit of like an argument to be made that the choice is either kill her or kill yourself, right? Like,
Yeah,
and he chooses to kill himself.
yeah.
So, you know, that I suppose is like a heroic that quality, heroic thing that he does. What'd you think of the ending? Like that whole thing, him doing
Well, I
that.
mean, yeah, I was gonna say we
She
get
then
into
makes
this
her
point.
wish, her wish,
Yeah,
and then right on time, like he he goes out, and then she's about to do herself, and then he like flatlines just at the right time for the wish to break. Like that was crazy.
yeah. Not that is insane. I think
With Sarah in the chair right there. Oh my god.
yeah, I mean, he definitely waited too long to do this, because I think that's a big thing to talk about too, with the ending of like, well, her life is not going to be better off.
No, hell no.
The hell, like not only just the trauma of being back into it, and I don't know if she saw everything, if she was a passenger, and now she's like, I'm finally out of it. But literally, the three closest people in my life, they're all dead in this room.
She's getting life in prison.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that there's no explaining any of this. She's like, you technically killed two of them, and one of them you didn't kill, but like I don't know if they're gonna
Looks like it.
believe that.
Yeah.
It looks like it. So it's just like, I don't know if she's even better off now. Not even just the life in prison, but also the trauma
Yeah.
that else she went with. So it's a very tragic movie in the in the end.
I mean, basically once the ending happens, it doesn't really matter which one of them dies. Like both of their lives are
Yeah.
over at that point. Like you have, like you said, two dead bodies in the place. You're gonna have a third. No matter what, both of them are getting life in prison. But like, I suppose just the fact that he let her live is still, you could argue, is something that's heroic. But yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not. It's a happy ending, I guess, in the sense that Nikki's back into her body and she gets to live, but it's not really.
No, exactly. Like they didn't have like sirens playing at the end where like she's screwed or anything like that. But you just know she's in a tough situation where it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what you do from here. What was your thoughts on like the actual? Do you think Nikki liked him the before she got switched?
That was a question that I was asking myself throughout the movie, but I think it's answered when when Bear goes to see Sarah in the car and she reveals that Nikki and Ian were hooking up. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
no, I don't think she liked him. But for the like for a lot of the movie, I was like, maybe she does, because like at that scene when he before he makes the wish, like she comes out to his car and is like, "Do you like me? Now's the time." Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what which I think that is just great script writing in that sense, and just great adding in that part. Like I don't know if that was a last minute decision or if that was something that was always in there, because it's like it gives you that little sense of like, wait a second, because it's not only the question, it's her reaction where he's like, no, and she's like, okay, fine, whatever, good. And
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like someone that actually it sounded like someone was a little upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, dog, I think she does like you.
You
Don't
gotta tell her, man. You have to
damn,
tell
man.
her in that.
Yeah.
She literally,
Oh my
like, bro,
God.
I get being nervous to tell a girl that you like her. I get it. You know, we've all been there, 100%. But when she like comes to you and asks you and literally says like, now's the time. Like, if you like me, tell me right now. Because like that immediately disarms you. Like you could tell her and she's not blindsided by it, right? She literally asked you. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that hurt me, man. Cause I was like, oh man, why'd you guys do that, Curry, man? Like that. If that wasn't in there, then it would have been like, oh, because now I know everything's done now. There's no going back now. I was like, I think she liked you, dog. Oh,
I think so too. But but why was she hooking up with Ian then?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe
or was Sarah lying?
I don't know.
Because Sarah liked Bear.
That's what I'm saying. Is that a reliable source?
That's true.
Because we know how she felt, like she lying, exaggerating. Did they just like kiss one time or whatever? Was there really like hooking up happening? And then you also get into the whole thing with Ian where it's just like you get more of that context. You're like, oh, so Ian was either liking her, hooking up with her, or whatever. So now all his advice you kind of look at with like a head turned a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, so were you just kind of like trying to keep Nikki for yourself kind of thing?
Right.
Like, what was that actually friend advice? Like, I don't know. Definitely not. There was something else there with all the advice he was giving him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Bear should have just asked him, like, when he goes to his house later in the movie, right? And he's like, no, this is real. You got to make the wish. You got to undo this. You got to ask him, man. Like, Sarah just told me that y'all were hooking up. Is it true? If you're really my best friend, like, just tell me right now.
Yeah, you should have, honestly. But I mean, that's not the Bear that we know.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's not.
and then Ian, just like I would do, I wish for $1 billion. Boom.
Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking I was gonna kill them. It was falling from the sky, but like if all $1 billion like in cash that would just crush the house, I assume.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Is it dollar bills or is that, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't even really know what it was. You couldn't even see what was falling. It was just stuff.
I mean, $100 bills, like, I think, is as big as you can get, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was like a variety. Was there coins falling too? Like, is that the thing? That's like, you wish for $1 billion, it gives you like in pennies or something.
Oh,
or you're like, oh,
true.
Like, is it like, what was the annoying thing about it? I guess just the fact that you'd have to get it all in cash.
That's such a good point. Like, how come Bear got screwed by his wish, but Ian's was totally cool? He was like, $1 billion, boom, here's $1 billion in cash. No catch, no nothing wrong with it. You're right. You gotta
immediately.
Yeah, you gotta bag it up and like bring it to the bank or whatever. But like, Bear, you're gonna get a psychotic girl that like is head over heels, like what, insane, obsessed with you. Ian, here you go, $1 billion in cash. You're about to get shot in the head in 10 minutes, so whatever.
Yeah.
Why did he go to the house?
I don't know. I don't know. The house, man. Yo, dude, I actually got $1 billion. Like, yeah, dude, I know. I was there.
Yeah.
Why did you come to the house? Like, he came to tell him, like, I wasn't there for your wish as the money was falling. I don't know why he came to the house.
Bear told him, do not go to the house. And he's like, you have $1 billion. Just go do whatever the hell you want to do. Go into your friend's house that was right that, like, if I made that wish, I want $1 billion and it just shows up at my feet and you leave, I'm like, all right, this guy just doesn't want to like be a part of this. Like Bear left after that. I'm not going to your house to follow after you. Screw you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get your boys, but I'm speculating now. I'm thinking, what is the bad thing? Because he just didn't get there. This dude didn't even get to enjoy his riches. He got popped in the head. My theory is that either that $1 billion wouldn't lead to something good. Like, maybe he's going to invest in a bunch of stuff and it's all going to turn over. All the houses he buys, we're just like, there's gonna be issues with it. Like, maybe it's just gonna be a pit. Like, every time he spends the money, it ends up like not working out. Like, he buys a shirt and then like it just is too itchy. It gives him a rash or something. Like, I don't know if that's what it is, or that $1 billion was just taken from people. And then he has to realize that like those $1 billion were just taken from people. Some people's bank account just went to zero. Can you deal with that?
Oh, shoot. That'd be a good one too. And it's the people that you care about most, like your family are all, well, I guess if you could just give it back to them.
Yeah. It'd probably have to be people he wouldn't know. Cause then that's like do I give it back? Give some of it back? Yeah. I don't know. Let's get into it. I don't know. Maybe you have a thought. What would be the bad thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good one.
That'd
because the money's there. your point about like whatever he spends it on, like it's cursed money, for example. I mean,
Yeah.
the first thing that popped into my head was like they're like it's like drug money or something. So like the
Mm.
police, like you can't just go and spend it. Like the police would be like, I mean, at the end of the day, it is true. Like if you just had $1 billion, the police would be like, "Where the hell did you get this?" And be like, "No, I just wished on this thing." They'd be like, "No, you didn't." And I don't know, but if that one wish will is 100%, man, I need me one of those. But like,
That's what I'm saying.
hey, what would be the bad thing? Yeah, maybe like the cops are just on him, or I don't know. But with $1 billion,
Yeah, I don't
you could
know.
just screw off to a different country and it doesn't
That's
matter.
what I'm saying.
I don't
Pay
know.
off the cops. Be like, guys, what are
Yeah,
we doing here? I
yeah,
give you $1 million, give you $1 million. Like, I still got lots to spare. Like,
true.
just
Yeah, I have no idea.
what are we doing here? Yeah, I don't know either. Did you have any other specific notes you want to talk
Um,
about that?
I do. Yeah, just dude, when he says "I love you," so it's in the final scene when he goes back to the house and he says "I love you" to her, and she like backs up
Yeah.
into the doorway with this crazy
Oh.
movement. Whenever she's doing this like janky movement, that was scaring the hell out of me anytime she did that, because it was weird. Like it wasn't always that. Like sometimes she did,
No, it
sometimes she didn't.
wasn't.
So I don't know what triggered it. So that's kind of my question. Like when he says "I love you," like she was kind of like normal for Nikki at this point, but then she does
Mm.
this crazy walk back and is like, was that like a trigger word that like reset her or something? Like, oh, this guy that I'm obsessed with loves me. Like, I don't know. What did you think that was?
I don't know. First of all, that also scared the crap out of me because I was just like, I even like how he acknowledged it too. He's like, I don't like you're doing weird stuff, the weird movements. Like
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like stop doing those weird movements. Where I'm like, yeah, dog, I was not feeling that either. That also gave me goosebumps. I was like, she's like moving in reverse and then
Oh
suddenly like
yeah.
all still. Yeah, I don't know. I, and I like how vague it is too, because it's like then it's just open to interpretation. So like we don't know actually. Like the movie doesn't just spell it out for you. We're like, hey, here's where Nikki is, by the way. Like we don't get like flash cuts to like the actual Nikki like in the place, or like her actually being like actually coming through and be like, yo, this is what's happening to me. You have to do this. Da, da, da. It's like these little small things that it's like, wait, is she in there or is she in another place? Like it's
Yeah.
so small what they give us of whatever is happening to her, where it's enough that it's enough mystery where it's not like, okay, like it's kind of frustrating. Like it's a perfect balance, I find.
I totally agree. Like that's why I said I love the aspect of what really happened to her, because we don't ever really know. I think the biggest clue is when she says like she's sleeping, kill me. So like she still has access
Mm,
to her body whenever other Nikki, I guess, goes to sleep. But like you're right, physically, where is she? I guess she only has one body, so this is her physical body. So I don't think she is physically anywhere else. I kind of picture it as like kind of like Get Out, like I said, like kind of she's just kind of
mm.
like in the subconscious, like in the back of her brain, but she's being like suppressed by this other person. So I think it's kind of that, but like it's never told to us, it's never visualized, we never see it, we don't really know, but it's we don't really have to. So like I think the
Yeah.
movie totally works without it, which is super great. And I just think that like there's other aspects of the movie too that like that classic show don't tell of even just little things like when at the start of the movie when Bear's talking on the phone with Nikki and she's at work and he's at home and she's like, oh, I wish you were at work today, or I wish I was going to see you. You're not going to come to trivia. What the heck? And we're just like, okay, well, where do they work? They never say, in a
Hmm.
worse written movie, it'd be like, oh, I wish you were at the music store today. And like, that's not impossible that someone would say that over the phone, but like, it's just a little thing that like, you just leave that out and then we see them go into the music store the next day and then we learn that later
Hmm.
on. So like, it's just, you don't have to tell us everything right when we want to know it. You can leave it and then just show us later on. Like there's a lot of show don't tell, even in little things like that. But like the whole aspect of where is she and how is she possessed, like we don't really even need to know. It's great.
No, it really is. And even just the fact that the movie doesn't feel the need to give us all this lore of the One Wish Willow thing.
Mm,
Like we get a little bit of it where it's just like he just like Googles it and everyone's like, you're not supposed to like no, it doesn't work.
right.
Like you're not, it's just decoration. And then that's it. It doesn't like become like this thing where then he starts like turning into Nancy Drew or like putting up all these things on the walls. Like, who else has made wishes? And he has to like goes on the hunt, contacting other people. Like, what did you do with your wish? Like, it doesn't turn into like this other plot of him like figuring out the lore of this, because some movies do that and that can work, but it's just like it's too distracting. Just let it be mysterious.
Yeah.
And when Focus Films begs him to do a prequel or a sequel, then I guess I'll have to get into
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, you're
then
right. Yeah, 100%. But like, yeah, that's a really good point. And I mean, that brings the question though, like when he looks it up online and some people are like, nope, it's a scam, doesn't work. Why didn't it work for them? And what, and it did work for
yeah.
him? Like, is it just, did they not do it right? Or is it like maybe they put them out and they know that some of them will work and some of them won't to keep that mystery? Or they're just like, whoever that guy on the phone, like Curry Barker on the phone, that guy is just like a bot, like making accounts and putting stuff out there to make it seem like sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. Like, I don't know.
That was my thought. That's a good point too, honestly. Or is everyone being very vague and be like, no, it doesn't work. I didn't get what I wanted, but they're not putting that part. Everyone's like, no, it doesn't work. We all got shit wishes, but they're not actually being descriptive. Or it could be the bots thing. I don't know. Clearly, it's not that big because it was like only 10 people responding. So
True.
I don't know how many of these things are even out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's such a niche thing, like, right? They go into like this voodoo store or whatever, like crystal store. Yeah. So I just don't think a lot of people are using it. But did you know that this film was shot in 20 days?
Damn.
Yeah.
I did not know.
And we talk about it's only $1 million budget. It's a small movie. So like I get that there's like to keep it on a low budget, you don't have a long, shoot schedule, but like they're in quite a few like different spots and stuff. Like 20 days is impressive.
Well, I was actually going to say there's not that many locations. So I believe it because
store. There's his apartment. There's the like bar with the for the trivia. There's Ian's apartment. There's like some stuff when they're in cars, just like on the street and stuff.
But that's to the point of how much time do they spend in those spots, though? The main spots are his apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other parts, they're there for like very quickly.
True. Like the music store, they could have done that in one day. The bar, they would have done that in one day. Ian's house, they probably would have done that in one day. And then they spend most of the time, I guess, like in his apartment. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like it makes sense that like a lot of those places, there wasn't a lot of repeats. A lot of them was just like, we're here one time and then move on. But majority of it was like, we're going to spend in this apartment.
Yeah.
But that's crazy though. 20 days.
20 days is, yeah.
Now I understand why they said they were, because I saw all of them saying they're like, yeah, a lot of us were tired on set. Because they were not sleeping. They were just like, we were working these long hours, long days.
Shooting.
A lot of people said they got sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, damn, that's rough. But we're gonna push through regardless.
Yeah, and last thing I would just mention is just like because we were talking about jump scares, like at Ian's party when Nikki, snaps back. What the fuck? And then stabs herself in the face. Insane.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was insane. I mean, obviously the craziest one, at least. I mean, I shouldn't say obviously, because everyone else has a different interpretation. The brick scene when she's smashing in freaking not Emily, Sarah's face.
Yeah,
that was. I don't even know if it's like this. I knew something was gonna happen, but I thought it was just gonna be more of like her head pops up and be like, "What are you doing?" Or like punching, like, "Yo, let me in!" Like, "What are you doing?" I didn't expect all that.
Yeah,
I did not expect.
I mean, you're right. I 100%. Well, I don't know. I kind of did expect it, not necessarily in that fashion, but like as soon as she was texting Bear, like, "Come meet me at the park," like, "I got to tell you something," like, and Nikki's right there. I'm like, oh, she's dead. She's done. Yeah. No way Nikki's letting this slide. We know that Sarah likes him, and like this is not gonna go well. So when they're sitting in the car, I was so uncomfortable because, like you were talking about earlier in the episode, like you don't know where Nikki is. She's not on screen, and that's the scariest thing. It's like LeBron. He's like, the scariest part about Steph Curry is when he doesn't have the ball. You got to stay on that dude. He's terrifying when he doesn't have the ball. When Nikki's not on screen, terrifying. So
Oh my
And what he's been doing, like again, the way he's shooting them from the side, so we see out the window and it's got that blurry background. I'm like, oh no. And then we see her like run in.
God.
But the fact that she smashed the window and just boom, 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 like so many times. Crazy. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was expecting some kind of violence, just some kind of aggressive action, but I did not expect all that because I think a great part of it too, which I saw the actor, I forgot the actor that plays Sarah, like her name, she was in an interview and she was saying how we actually extended that scene and it wasn't as long. And I was like, that's a great choice because I think that just made it hurt so much more because it became like this thing where it's like these two were bonding and it's like you still were feeling tense, but it's like, oh man, you said you kept feeling worse and worse. It's like, yeah, I want to open my application. You want to be here for it? I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man.
And then he opens
I'm
it up
like,
after we see that she got in. It's like,
yeah.
damn.
And then the traumatizing thing too, which well, I shouldn't say traumatizing, but another messed up part is too is like when Nikki's like, "You gotta help me find the body. You wished for this. You wanted this." It's like,
Mm,
oh damn.
mm,
It's like
yeah.
she knows he wished for this. Like that was like almost like breaking like the fourth wall. I was like, wait, you know I wished for this? When was that ever
Oh,
established?
yeah. That's a good point. I guess she just knows. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was in that moment, I was like, oh, that kind of creeped me out a little bit too, where I was like, wait, so you know I wish that you would love me. So then like you're just following orders almost. Like it's like, yeah, that even tripped me out too. When
Huh.
she's like, yeah, you gotta help me find the like the hide the body. You wished for this. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but maybe like because she has to work to like suppress the real Nikki down constantly,
Yeah.
so maybe because of that she knows that like she's possessing a body right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that part also that just creeped me out too, man. I
Yeah,
don't know. Like, what is freaky Nikki? Nikki? Is she like a demon or
yeah,
something?
true.
Like,
Right at the start, she's
I don't
like,
know
don't
what
call me
that
that. You
is.
know I don't like that. I'm your little freaky Nikki. Yeah, I don't know. Again,
Oh
that's the
man.
prequel. That'll be in the prequel.
No, it is a prequel. I mean, I even wrote that down too. Like, I saw that Curry said that it's so funny to call him Curry, but I'm just gonna call him Curry. That
That's his name.
he was like, yeah, I know. Like, I did not make any lore for the One Wish Willow. Like, people are asking me in these interviews, like, what's the lore? I was like, I didn't make it. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, well, you're gonna have to start focusing on
Yeah,
it
better
because just
figure it
like
out,
they did with
Bucko.
weapons, just like they did with weapons with Gladys, you're gonna have to start making up that lore.
Yeah.
There was the Talk to Me movie that came out a couple years ago. There wasn't much lore to that, but they're like, you're gonna make another movie. There's gonna be a prequel. All right, well, I guess I gotta start working on lore. Hey, Curry, start working on that lore
Yep.
because they're gonna make you. You're gonna be announcing a prequel in a couple of months or something.
But, I mean, you almost don't need it because you could just have a sequel. You could just do this again. Like have someone have the One Wish
Yeah,
Willow and or is it Nikki? Nikki is like
continues.
continues because she's still alive. So like, what is? Like I said, I think she's spending the rest of her life in prison. But maybe it's like her
Yeah,
like fighting back. Like, no, it's this thing. Look, it totally works. She uses a wish on something to prove that it works. That doesn't go right. And now she's stuck in jail and everyone's trying to kill her or something. And she, you know what I mean? Like her wish backfires or whatever. So like, I think I get like in weapons like the Gladys thing, like a prequel works better in that sense more than a sequel. But in this movie, I think a sequel actually works better than a prequel.
that is true. I wonder. I think my initial pushback in as like I just wouldn't want to see a prequel in the sense where I feel like it just wraps up in a way of like
Yeah, I'm not
it,
advocating
it
for
lets
it.
you sit. No, I know you're not, but I'm just giving my opinion on why I wouldn't want a sequel. Is
Mm.
just be because I feel like it just ends in like this way of like now it's mysterious. Like I don't know where she goes from this. Now you can kind of sit with that. It's just one of those movies been like, man, like you go like 10, 15 years from, oh damn, remember Obsession, bro? Like Nikki was screwed, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Versus like then if you make a prequel, then it's just like then you get to see what happened and the movie's still good, but then like you kind of like to have some like mystery or like aura around the movie where it's like, man, imagine what happens next. Like you
Mhm.
don't necessarily have to answer that. That's why I wouldn't want it to. Just
Yeah,
my initial
I
thought.
completely agree with you. If I want to see more Curry Barker, but I want to see whatever his new idea is. I'm sure he has like, okay, I got other ideas. I want to do something different. I'd be interested to see that over a prequel or a sequel of this. I was kind of only making that point because, like you said, the focus is going to come to him and want to do a prequel or a
Oh,
sequel
100%.
because people will go watch it.
Yeah, I did see him say something really interesting, which I was like, I don't know if I think they're gonna keep you in this bubble for now. Like, I know you like doing, maybe they'll let you do comedy here and there, but I think they're gonna want to keep because you did such a big horror movie there, you're probably just gonna get pitched more horror movies. So like you're gonna have to do that, which he likes doing them, so I don't think he's like upset about that. He's already gonna be doing the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that's gonna come out in a couple years. He's already been attached to that. As far as like original, it's like this. It's kind of similar to what happened with Krieger, where it's like, okay, we got this IP, and now people trust you, so like we're gonna put your name on this existing IP. Then
Okay,
your
yeah.
next thing you can do another original movie, which is fine. The lore for the One Wish Willow, though, I feel like he had this concept of like, oh man, I love the idea of like switching genres. I could do, we could keep doing One Wish Willows, but suddenly it'd be like in an action movie, or suddenly it'd be like in an actual, like in a like a romance movie. Like having it do it in a different genre. Like he's like, that sounds like more like a TV show. I feel like it'd be like a mini series, and each episode would just be like a different tone and how people dealt with their wishes. He's like, I don't think they're gonna let me do that though.
A TV show.
But he's like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Does he want to do that?
Well, he's the one that said the idea,
Okay.
so I think he does kind of want to do it. But I think he's kind of roped in, not like in a bad way. You're roped in to make movies. Here's a budget.
Yeah,
now
here's
and all this money.
here's $500 million.
Yeah,
Oh no, what a terrible
exactly.
situation to be in.
No, exactly. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I don't know how that would work, but he said it, and I was like, yeah, it would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
But
think it would, to be honest. We'll see.
I got two more points before we got to go to the filmies. I don't know if you have anything else
No,
before we
go for
switch
it.
in. Well, just I'll just say the small things, and then I'll say like the big thing, which I thought it was interesting. The just the title card. Title card was just hard.
On
Just
the
that
bed?
slow pan down, and it just said obsession on the
Yeah, that was
bed.
cool.
And then even just the way it ended, like the flip, and then coming into the TV screen, and then it just Curry Barker's name came on the screen. I was like, oh, it's just like an artsy thing that was just cool to see.
Yep.
And it ties into my next point, that apparently there was an alternate beginning and there was an alternate ending. I don't know if you heard about them, either of them.
I heard that they like added in that scene at the diner at the very beginning, but I didn't hear what the alternate was. And the ending I didn't hear anything about, so
Okay,
tell me.
well, the alternate beginning was supposed to be a more of a tie-in to the ending. Still works, where it's like this nice, cool, like artsy thing, but the beginning was supposed to be a shot of the TV, and then it was supposed to pan down, and then you'd see the dead cat, and pan up, and then you'd see Bear upset, as that's a complete like match of seeing Nikki panning down, seeing a dead Bear, and then seeing the TV. So it would have started off with him seeing that, like, oh, my cat's dead, but it would have showed the TV, dead cat, and then him, and then the match would have been Nikki, and now he's dead. So it would have been like almost like foreshadowing of what
Yeah.
exactly you're gonna get at the end.
Oh, that's really cool. I actually like that. I'm surprised I guess maybe. I mean, like I talked about, like kind of what they do with these, in a lot of these horror movies is like kind of the fun scene at the start to show, like kind of disarm
Yeah.
your audience. So maybe that's why they wanted to do it. But like, I think that's cool. I wonder why they changed
No,
it.
I think it is cool. I don't know why he didn't go too much into why they end up changing, but he was explaining what the alter. He's like, yeah, I really wanted that, and like I was fighting for that, but then he's like, but I also do like how we started the movie, so he's like, I'm not mad at it, but like
Okay.
I wanted to have like that in my head. I was like, oh, I'm gonna match the beginning to the end. It'll be like this foreshadowing thing that is gonna make sense at the end, which it is cool. And I don't know if that footage even exists. I don't know if they just cut it, like, no, we don't want to do that. So I don't know if that footage actually exists, but that's what I was kind of expecting, where I said like you kind of start with dread, or you kind of start with the tone. So I was expecting them to kind of start with like seeing death in some kind of way, so you know like what you're getting into. I wasn't expecting the talking scene.
Well, maybe that's why they did it then, to throw off the expectation. Like, you're the more seasoned horror movie watcher, so you know the tropes better. So if that's what you came in expecting, then they did this to subvert your expectations. Makes sense.
And it worked. It worked. And then the alternate ending was I don't know if you heard any like speculations or
No, nothing.
rumors or any word of that. So apparently Nikki was supposed to die in the end, not him. they were kind of vague on it because like when heard like Indy say it, she's like, "Oh yeah, the alternate ending, like Nikki was actually supposed to die." I was like, "Well, did she end up shooting herself or did he end up killing her?" Like she didn't go into like too specifics on it, but she's
Mhm.
like, "No, he was supposed to live and Nikki was gonna die. That was what the original ending was gonna be." And then we shot the other one of him dying as an alternative, and that ended up being what it was,
Hmm.
which is interesting.
I guess my only guess, or my initial guess, I guess, what it would be with Nikki dying is like she maybe realizes, oh, Bear doesn't actually like me. Like all this stuff that I'm doing, like I love him so much, and all he's doing is being creeped out by me. So I'm pissed off, and I'm just gonna kill myself. Maybe she kills herself, but
Maybe.
I don't know how. Or if Bear just kills her, or maybe that's it. Maybe that would be. Maybe that's why. Maybe they okay. Bear shoots her, kills her. Is like, I'm sorry, Nikki. Like you asked me to do this, and I'm sorry I waited so long. But like
Mm,
now I'm gonna do it. But then we would not like Bear even more because we'd
yeah.
be like, dude, you did all this. Everyone's dead, and you just saved yourself at the end of it. That's kind of lame. So like to keep the complexity of Bear and like you could still have him a little bit redeemable because of what he does at the end. You have him kill himself. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, no, that's true. That actually is that. I didn't even think about it from that angle, but I think that definitely is plausible. That that's what the way they could have ended it. I think the last idea that comes to my mind of what it could have been is that Nikki finally somewhat kind of like slips up. Now we keep jumping into like this get out territory of like she like finally maybe snaps, gets control for a little bit,
What the fuck?
and she's like, I can't do this anymore, and then she just like, yeah,
Oh, pops herself. Yeah.
and then she just ends it herself. Yeah,
Mm.
but
I
I don't
mean,
know. Maybe we'll get more on it later.
that was something that um it's not my lazy award, but it was a runner up. Was like when she snaps back to herself at the party and she stabs herself with a bottle. I was like, okay, you snap back and you had like a significant amount of time to like do something. Like if your goal was to kill yourself, why would you
Mhm.
just like hit yourself in the face? Like you could have slit your neck.
Yeah.
You probably with that amount of time, you probably could have figured out a way to kill yourself.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But yeah, I'm glad I'm curious to hear what your lazy word is.
If it's not that.
Mine mine's interesting. Mine's
Okay.
interesting. I'll say that. I'll tease
Is
that,
that a
but
perfect segue?
I think it's
Is that
time though. I think it is a perfect segue.
all right? Let's do it. Let's get into the filmies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 6 awards, 2 guys, 1 movie, and 1 wish to rule them all. Now I'm getting Lord of the Rings in it, but welcome to the Filmies. This is our 6 awards that we have at the end of every episode. We're going to jump straight into it with the first one being the fit check. What was your favorite or least favorite fit of the movie?
I actually was like I struggled with this too because there was two kind of fits that I was kind of balancing. I was like, you know what, this it's a very simple fit, but I'm kind of feeling it. In the end, I think I'm gonna give it to Nikki.
Okay.
And there's a moment when they're kind of just sitting there watching TV, and she's wearing like this, like I think it's like a I'm looking at the picture. It's like an orange kind of like headband, and she got like a orange polo on with like the just like a polo t like a shirt, and then she's just wearing like regular like jean shorts, and it just I think I like the matching of the headband to the polo. It's
Okay.
like some thought was there. I
Okay.
was just kind of feeling it. My runner up was kind of like their unis. I was just kind of feeling their work unis a little bit, just because the freedom of kind of like what they can do with it. All you
True.
really gotta do is just rock the shirt.
Yeah.
You can rock anything else with it. So
Yeah.
it really comes down to how you style it. I don't know how I would give that to because all three of them were wearing it, all four of them.
Right.
Maybe I just give it to Pops because he picked them.
Okay. Yeah.
But but that's why I didn't end up going that way because I just did not know who to give the credit for.
Mm.
So in the end, I just gave it to Nikki for her polo fit.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I mean, I went the route that you almost did. So the Castle's music store uniform. I mean, it's a dope shirt, the white button up with the green stripes, and I felt like I had to pick someone, so I went with Sarah because
Mm.
I, th- we see her a couple times, I guess, in the store, but the scene that I remember it in is when the cat thing, like when he's eating the cat.
Yeah.
She threw on, like, she's got a little bit of a like a goth look to her, so she's got like the
Yeah.
black skirt and the platform boots with the castle's music uniform. I don't know, I liked it. The shirt was dope.
No, I feel you. Like that was literally what I was bouncing between. At the end of the day, I was like, is it going to her or is it going to Ian? And I was like, who styled it better?
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was thinking with it, and I'm not mad at you picking Sarah, because yeah, they're all kind of all coming correct at it. Ian, I was kind of like, he just kind of went simple with it, so
Yeah,
it's a good pick. It was my honorary mention, so
right.
that's a great pick.
All right, solid fit checks. Next up, we got our Ferris Bueller Lazy Award that we aforementioned, that we teased. So what is it? What's your super awesome Ferris Bueller Award?
Well, I wouldn't say it's super awesome. It's just kind of a stretch. It's just kind of a stretch
Okay.
because I just like making myself laugh. But no, this is also serious.
Sorry.
I'm giving it to Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki gets my Ferris Bueller because actually no, it's not Nikki. It's Bear. I wrote this wrong. It's Bear.
Okay.
And it's for not telling Nikki his food preferences. How is she supposed to know that he doesn't eat cat?
Hey, you're right. She just wanted to do something nice for him, pack him a lunch, and he didn't specify that he doesn't like cat.
That's all I'm saying. I did my research. One of the largest consumers of cat meat is in I can't even remember where it's from, but it's actually a delicacy in some places, and they call it little tiger. It's messed up. I don't want to eat it. That's not my thing. Okay. But some people don't eat cows. They think it's messed up if I even eat a cow. Some people think it's weird if you eat pig. How is Nikki supposed to know he doesn't eat cat?
Yeah.
I don't know where he's from. She doesn't know where he's from, but I don't know what he's into. Maybe he likes eating cat on the side.
Yeah, just because he's not from the culture that does eat cat doesn't mean that he can't partake in that culture and enjoy their food delicacies. That is a sickening. That is a sickening point, but a good one.
I don't know where freaky Nickies come. It's like you start dating someone and they come over and it's just like, oh, I made a steak dinner. It's like, oh, actually I'm vegan. Well, it's like, well, why didn't you tell me? I told you I was making dinner. Why didn't you tell me you were vegan? I would have prepared something. Like, let me know, hey guys, you meet new people. By the way, guys, I eat cat. Just put that out there, or I don't eat cat.
Yeah.
Just so there's no misunderstanding. So I put that on Bear for just not providing his food preferences to Freaky Nikki. So
you know what? In that light, just in case I ever, go to your place for dinner or whatever, I'm just gonna let you know right now that I don't like cat. So please don't. Please don't make a little tiger for me. Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Noted.
What about you?
My lazy, I gave to Nikki, and it's for the way that she duct taped the door. Like, that was a cool reveal, like another shocking moment when we slowly turn around and the door is all duct tape. But like, she kind of just went full coverage with it. And like, if you just understand how a door works, you don't need any duct tape on the side where the door is hinged. Like, what does that do? Like, that's not holding anything back. The only stuff that's holding is maybe a bit at the top and the side of the door that opens. So like, you use all that duct tape, and like 2/3 of it wasn't doing shit. So like, I'm just saying that it was not the most economic way of locking Bear in the house. If your goal was to keep him locked here, it was difficult to get out, but like, you could have taped up the door a little bit better. Put it all to one side.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. That scene just made me laugh so hard. That got a big pop in my theater too, especially when he's like, I got it.
If it's too hard, you could just stay. Nope. I almost got it. We're good.
Absolutely insanity. It's a very good point. That was such a shocking reveal though. Like, you first you see his face and you're like, what is he looking at? Like, what? And then you see the door and you're like, oh my! I was like, I guess you're not going to work.
Yeah. No, he's got it. No, he's
got it.
He could get it because she didn't tape it properly, which is lazy.
Fair. He also had a window. Like, I would have just went out the window at that point. She didn't tape up the window.
That's a good point too. Yeah, true. Just open up the window and go out that way. Yeah, good point.
But great pick. Great Ferris.
All right, next we got our Keldon Johnson Sixth Man Award. It doesn't feel right to say that yet, but it'll get into the swing of things. But This is someone with a small role in the movie that did the most with their small opportunity. Who's your sixth man?
So, because I actually had two, and I was kind of going off of how do I feel, and as we get to it, then maybe it will be more obvious to me on who to pick. And it's gonna go to the store worker, the second one,
Yeah.
not the first one. And when when he comes in, and he's just basically like, he's where's the one wish willow? He's acting like it doesn't exist. And part of me was thinking, I was like, I was bought in. I was like, oh damn,
Where did it go?
like
Yeah.
where did these go? Whatever. And then he's just like, they're just right there. He's just like, what? Like, why did you do that? He's just like, I don't know. That part was hilarious. So I had to give him some love for that. So I don't actually know what that dude's name was. I couldn't find it, but
I can tell you his
he's my
name
sixth man.
because
Okay.
he is also my sixth man.
Hey.
So I'm gonna go ahead and certify that real quick. So that's a certified sixth man. His name is Harry. And I don't think he ever says his name, but I found him in the casting credits. So his name is Harry, and yeah, 100%. Just like, oh, where is it? Nah, they're just right there. But you can't come in here with this energy, man. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, why you got to be so mad? And like that's what was really getting me. Like the whole thing of, I don't know where it is. You're right. It works at first. That's always the thing, right? It's like, oh, it's right here. Like, what happened to it? This whole. And then he's like, no, I'm just playing. It's right here. But then he gets on him. He's like, why? Come on, man. This is a nice place. You can't be coming in here like that, man. Come on. Why you can't be coming in here with this energy? It was so out of place in this movie, but so funny. It totally worked. It was great.
I know that it's moments like that when you're just like, yeah, this was written by a dude that did a sketch comedy.
Yeah, that
like
was great.
It reminds you. It's like, okay, he wanted to get some of their bit. You want to get one of their bits in there. But no, that was great. It was but honestly, though, it was leaning between this guy and the guy on the phone.
Yeah,
because just his joke too. Yeah, it's just the joke of just like, yeah, no, we actually don't do that. You can't undo wishes. It's like, why did you even say it? Whatever. Those moments are just great.
Yeah, 100%. I did the same thing. I like when that happened on the phone. I wrote that down. I was like, hey, that's probably my sixth man. And then Harry came in and stole the show. I was like, no, I think he surpassed. I think that's actually my sixth man. Then I found out that it was Curry Barker on the phone. So I was like, oh, that's at least I can throw in like a cool fact about that.
Yeah.
But like, no, that's not. I think Harry overtook him. But yeah, on the phone, just those funny bits in a movie that was terrifying and horrible. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was actually, and then we both did the same thing. We both pivoted, so it's certified. Certified. That's why he is our sixth. He is the sixth man.
He's the sixth man. Can't be argued. Next up, we have our favorite quote or best quote. What's your best quote?
So my quote goes to Ian, and I don't have this word for word verbatim because it's kind of hard when it's obviously you watch the movie for the one time and you can't really go back. But it was when he was talking about trivia, and he's like, I wake up hard for trivia.
Yeah,
like that line just took me out because it's just unexpected, and it was one of my first like big laughs in the movie. So I was like, that's gonna be my quote because it's just so outrageous.
Yeah,
so
every Wednesday night
Ian
I get
talking about
bricked up or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. I wake up hard for trivia. Like, don't ruin it. Like I was like, damn, all right, dog. So yeah, I just gave Ian love for that because that was one of the first lines of the movie that just took me out.
Solid pick. I gave mine to Bear, and I actually already said it, but it's when Nikki asks him to kill her, and he's like, "What's so bad about being with me?" And it's just the delivery, like he's pissed at her, which is just so insane. Which, like I said, like kind of really flipped that thing of my opinion of Bear being the antagonist of this movie. Just because I'm like, what the hell, dude? What are you talking about? How are you mad right now that like, oh, what's so bad about being with me? Like, he likes her, and he's mad that she doesn't actually like him back. She's being possessed, dude. Of course, she's in a horrible situation. What the hell? So I just thought that was so interesting. Like he never ever reacted like that ever throughout the rest of the movie. So when he did that, like it seemed really jarring, and I don't know. I like it.
No, it's a great pick. You actually, like, I remember the scene happening, and I don't know why you make a great point, but I didn't look at it that way. But as like we've been talking about it and you mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, I guess that was really, because I think at that point I was looking at more of like in a pathetic, like a tragic kind of way where like he's just kind of like still that tragic character. But I was like, no, you're right. The tone would definitely wasn't that. It wasn't like, what's so bad about being with me? It wasn't that. It was like more angry.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, true. That is like, and then you kind of think back to the way he was acting throughout the rest of the movie. It's like, yeah, it's very much like him not trying to, like, he's trying to make it work, but he's also not. Like, he's not putting an effort to make sure like she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you're like, you gotta, now you're realizing like this is not a normal situation. Like she's almost like trapped. So like you're not trying to like make it right for her and make her feel right. You're just constantly like annoyed
Right.
and being reactive versus proactive.
Yeah, I saw that Curry was saying that they added in the scene where like she cuts his hair, and
Mhm.
he talks to her about it, and he's like, no, like that's not okay, like or just please don't do that again, basically.
Yeah.
He said they basically added that in to make you think, at least for most of the movie, like he is trying to make it work a little bit, like
Yeah.
this isn't exactly what he wanted, but he does want to be with Nikki, so he is trying to make it
Yeah.
work a little bit. So like that, you're supposed to kind of be thinking that, like you were just mentioning, like you kind of were. And but at this point, when he says that line, is when for me it flipped, and I was like, okay, no, he's
Yeah.
off the rails at this point.
No, it's valid. Do you think you think it's even possible to make that work? Like
No,
we're talking about if if he could do more, if he was more proactive. Like there a way that that could work? Is that, or is she just too crazy?
no, she's too crazy. But she's what are you she's cooking cat. She's
Yeah.
flipping out at like you couldn't talk to anybody. If you go in the work, like the only way to work that work is like go on a desert island with just the two of you, where you have no other human
Yeah.
contact, because anybody else is just gonna get jealous.
That's true. And like she's just not taking care of herself. Like you're just
Yeah,
peeing and
yeah.
like puking. It's just yeah, it's just yeah, I guess yeah, I don't know if there is. I
I don't
guess
think you
it
can make
couldn't
that
work.
work. No.
Yeah, I don't think you could make that work.
All right. Next, we got our best scene. What was your favorite scene?
So this one was actually kind of tough for me
Mm-hmm.
because there's a
A
lot
lot
of
of good
scenes
ones.
that there's a lot of good scenes, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with the scene. Nikki at the door when she's wearing like that dress, and
Mm.
like she's like, "Oh, like, hey, I'm sorry about last night, Bear." Like she's like apologizing, and to me, this is something that I kind of teased earlier, which I really appreciate about the cinematography, was just the blacking out of her face
Yeah.
and just like the uses of shadows, which is like a lot of the times, they still did like utilize her facial reactions and stuff like that, but a lot of times that's usually the thing that's used. Like I'm thinking like The Grudge or like The Ring, where it's like you kind of get these characters, like the creepy thing is like having like their hair over their face or like making like a weird face and stuff like that. But her just standing there and just like wearing normal clothes too. It wasn't like she was wearing beat up clothes or anything. She's like wearing a nice dress. She's like her hair looks normal, but then her face is just blacked out. Just makes it so terrifying. Her
Mm-hmm.
voice isn't changed. Still a soft tone voice and everything. Like she's not speaking aggressively. And that use of that was just like, oh my goodness. Like I've seen a lot of horror movies and someone might be screaming like, yo, but they did that in Coochie Litter 5 or whatever. It's like, well, I haven't seen Coochie Litter 5. So I don't know. I haven't
Only
seen
the first four.
yeah, I've seen only the first four, but I've never seen that in a movie. So like that really stood out to me. And the added element of like when it zooms in a little bit and you just see the little shine in her eye, like just enough for like there's a little bit of like glossiness in her eye as she's still talking. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this either.
Mm.
Like this is wild. I mean, maybe it's like in the Puss in Boots movie. That's like almost like the kind of like the Sinners thing where it's like the little sparkle.
Yeah.
But I don't know, this one was a little different because it was just all black and it was just like almost like just like a white like shimmer in the eye, and it was just yeah, no, I thought that was just really unique, and I wanted to give some uh shout outs to that scene because that was just something that I've never personally seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Some cinematography love.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a good point, like on just the covering of her face, because I think like it's like we were talking about when she's not on screen, we don't know where she is.
Mm,
So it's the same thing. Like we don't see her face, so we don't know what like how she actually feels about this stuff. It's like communicating over text with someone, right? If
yeah.
you're texting someone and you're being sarcastic, you can't read tone over text. So sometimes like you
Mm,
take it seriously because you don't really understand. This guy, like you can hear her, so you can hear her tone, but like you don't know if this what she's saying is coming more from a place of love or if it's a place of anger or a place of jealousy. Like you just don't know, and that unknown is scarier than anything.
Yeah.
Good pick.
And that's why I appreciate it so much, because it's like there's so much information being given to you, but the fact that you can't see her face, you're just like, is she mad? Is she being like, you know, like if you do that same scene, but she has like a creepy smile on her face, I think it still can still be creepy. But then you're like, okay, I know what her intent is, but I think it's the unknown that makes it creepy. Where it's like, I don't know where this tone is coming from. Is this sinister? Is she actually being sincere? Like, it was. I appreciate
Yeah,
that detail, that use of shadow.
good point.
What
My
about you though?
scene, I gave it to when he makes the wish in the car. Like he drops her off at the house. I just think it's because it's the first time. Well, it's when she first gets possessed, so it's the first time we're seeing kind of like what that actually looks like, and I think it's such an interesting level of crazy. Like she's weird, but she's not insane. Like we see her get further insane as the movie goes on. She does wild stuff, but like from the jump, she's being really weird. She's kind of like, "Hey, bear, like, do you want to come inside? Like, you just lost your cat. Maybe you don't want to be alone right now." And then he's like, "No, no, it's okay. Just go inside. I'll go home." And then she just gets in the car, like, "Okay, maybe we'll go to your house." And then she starts crying, like, "Oh, you don't want to be with me. You just want to send me home." Like, it's weird, but it's not insane. And it also felt like she was aware when she does the like, "What the fuck?" And she just kind of like
Yeah.
she does that and then goes back to being crazy. So like, there's that little inkling of like, is she being possessed? Is she aware that she's being crazy right now? Like, why did she just say "what the fuck"? Um,
Yeah.
but it's not explained to you. And I think just the fact that it's shot from inside the car completely. So we get a close up on Bear when he's kind of weirded out by this whole situation. And then we turn back towards the house and she's like moving around the car. So it's that same thing when she's off camera. We're just like, I don't know where she
Yeah.
is or what's going to happen. I thought it was great.
No, I think I did. That was a really great scene, and I mean, it was very unsettling too, because we know what this movie was. So like, I was even nervous in those opening moments when he was like, she's like, "Oh, you want to come inside?" Da, da, da. Like, I was like, is she not gonna take no for an answer? Like,
Yeah.
as he keeps being like, "No, no, no, it's okay. Like, I'm just gonna go home." Like, what is she about? So I was even telling her, she's like, "Oh, you sure? Like, no, you sure you want to come in? Maybe I can come." I'm like, yo, I don't know if you can say no to her, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I think something's gonna happen. So even that made me really uncomfortable. And just I saw like a little funny behind, like a little quote from the guy that plays Bear. I forget the actual, is it Michael?
Michael
The real guy's name?
Johnston.
Michael Johnston. You know the part like when he like comes around and then, like she like goes and then goes the other way, comes around the car, like opens the door on Buck. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's kind of like laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that was like ad libbed, because apparently in the script she wasn't supposed to go like around like the long way of the car. She went the wrong way. So he was like, "What are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to go." That was actually real, but they just kept going, and they thought that like, well, this is gonna keep going. This is gonna go in, so let's just keep doing. Maybe they'll cut it. But that full thing of him like laughing, like, what do you do? Like, that wasn't supposed to be in there, but they
Mm.
just end up putting it in. I
But
was
it
like, oh, it
totally
actually kind of
works.
works.
It totally works because he, like, it's the first time, so he doesn't know how crazy she's gonna get. Like she was just
Mm,
normal before, and he wished for her to love her. He doesn't know if it worked or not, so
mm,
it's still a little playful, right? At this time, he doesn't
yeah,
know how dark this is about to get, so it's still a little playful. It
no,
totally works.
no, 100% works. But that's a great scene. Absolutely great scene.
All right, last but not least, we have our MVP award. Who you giving it to?
I mean, I'm gonna say I feel like I know who you're gonna give it to, but maybe it was just like you wanted to shout it out earlier. I ended up giving it to Indy, as we
Okay.
were talking about how
Okay.
we say Michael deserves more credit. I do agree. I 100% do agree. He deserves more credit, but also at the same time, I
Yeah.
gotta give her dues,
Hmm.
because like she was just I was gonna say phenomenal is too strong a word, but she was phenomenal in this movie, because the reason I say that too is because I've seen a lot of bad movies. So like anybody that does like a possession movie, I've seen a lot of bad interpretations. I've seen people do a lot of like things that like, it's not really working. It's not that creepy, or it's just like, nah. But like the range in this movie from where she starts as a character to where she ends up is just insane.
Hmm.
Like she starts off as like this fun, relatable character, you know, like she's like, I don't like my job, give it my 2 weeks. She's like she's working with her at the store with her friends. They like to go to trivia. She's like a normal person. She's caring. she gives her friends money to the homeless, not her own money.
Yeah.
But that's one that's one thing. At 20, that's a little bit,
At
it's a bit
20 is
crazy.
crazy.
At 20 is crazy, but she seemed, yeah, she, and then she's turning into like this needy, insane character that is an interesting choice too, because not like this dominant force. You know what I mean? Like it's this scary force that like you're always worried about, but it's not like this imposing figure that you're ever worried that harm is gonna happen towards Bear. Sorry, and yeah, it's just an interesting performance from her, just to see how much she just evolves as the movie goes on. It's, yeah, I just gotta give her. And another thing too, the fact that like I saw her saying in the interview that she's not even really like a horror movie person, and she doesn't necessarily dislike horror movies, but she's like, I just don't respond well to them. Like I watch scary movies and I'm generally scared. Like I'm sleeping with the lights on. She's like, yeah, I was scared of our movie. Like I turned the, like afterwards, I just slept with lights on for months.
Damn.
So I just thought that was interesting, her to put that kind of energy into a horror movie in a genre that you're not so necessarily like locked into, and just give that performance. I was just like, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out,
no,
Indy.
100%. I think her physical performance in one, her facial expressions, like when they're at the restaurant and everything's going well, they're kind of having a good time, and then he gets the call and she looks down at the phone and her face kind of like changes a little bit, and it's so subtle, but you can definitely notice it. And then she gets up and no, 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 don't do that. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
dude. Yeah,
God.
she 100%, she is fantastic in this movie, and I'm not taking anything away from her. I just wanted to give more love to Michael
Oh, of
Johnston that I
course.
felt wasn't getting enough credit, but she deserves a ton of credit. It's a great pick.
What about you though? Did you go with Michael?
I did not. I went with Curry Barker. I
Yeah.
like, that's why I gave him all my love kind of earlier on in the episode, because I wasn't gonna do it here. But um, I mean, he wrote, directed, edited.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talked about like where he came from. Like this just all came from like doing shorts, comedy, a YouTube movie, and someone was like, "Okay, let me give you $1,000,000 and see what you can do with it." And he makes this banger of a movie. Super interesting camera work, like we talked about, with like the depth of field stuff in the background, and the title card that you mentioned, like just really fun stuff. I think he revealed things at the right times, like that Nikki is being possessed when she's sleeping and she can kind of like talk. Like there was different things that were kind of gives us a little more information here and there. I thought it was good timing, and his overall direction, like Nikki, her super creepy movements and stuff. Like Indy deserves a lot of credit for that too, because she's actually doing it. But 100, but like that's a lot of that is his direction too, right? He's kind of telling her what to do. Like he wants her to move creepy and like sit in the corner of this room with your head down until we reveal like this is where you are. So like it's all a collaborative effort, but like he has his fingerprints all over this movie, and a lot of the aspects that I really liked were his. I mean, there's a lot to like in this movie, so you just almost can't go wrong with an MVP. But he was great.
No, it's a great pick, and I don't know why my mind always goes here, but because like we've established that we're not like huge Oscar or like critic like people where we like necessarily put that much stakes into those or that much value into it. Like they matter, but they're also like it's not a be all end all.
Yeah.
And my initial thought goes to, well, I'm gonna give Indy her credit here because she's not gonna get no Oscar loves because they don't really like
I don't know. She
they don't
might.
really like appreciate, maybe they don't really appreciate horror movies that much. They like movies that are like more like on the line. Like Weapons got some love, but like Kreger didn't get much love, or like the Gladys one. She's more of an established actor, and I think that's kind of why also they kind of like gave her that nod. If it was someone else, maybe a little younger and not as known, then maybe they wouldn't have given her love, even though if she gave it just as good as a performance. I think Get Out was a perfect one, like balance of kind of being more like the thriller side, where like, but I think the reason I say that because like what Indy did in this, I made me literally think back to some of the best performances I've seen in the last like 5 years, and I heard her say that she took inspiration from these movies, and I'm like, oh yeah, they were incredible. Toni Collette in Hereditary was amazing. She got no love for that. She said they all watched that as like what's it called, inspiration. Mia Goth and Pearl. She said she watched as inspiration. And Mia Goth, like there's actually kind of more like a similar thing. Like when she does like that smile for a long time, Mia Goth's character has like a moment like that where it's like very unsettling, like making like a big smile face, and like you can see that. But she was like absolutely like that's why she's been getting all these roles, like being in the Odyssey and whatnot, and being in like Frankenstein, because like she was so crazy in that role. It's like, oh damn, this girl can like act. And I think this will do this for Indy also as well. But they also didn't get much. They didn't get any Oscar love for those performances.
Yeah.
But the industry gives you love because they recognize, oh, okay, that girl's got range.
Right. Yeah, I think this could be a leaping pad or a jumping pad or a launching pad.
Yeah,
launching pad. What did I say? Jumping pad.
Jumping pad.
This could be a launching pad for Indy and Michael and Curry. Like all three of them, I think were really, really great at what they were doing in this movie. So I think they can all, like, people will notice that, and I think they'll grow from this. I think Indy. I think you're probably right that she won't win an Oscar for this. I think a big part of that probably is the fact that Amy Madigan.
Well, I don't think she's going to be nominated.
Oh, I think she'll at least be nominated.
I think it's tough because this year is with the Odyssey and I don't know, Dune's going to get that much love, but the Odyssey and Dune being out.
Yeah,
I think that's going to make it tough.
You get 10 nominees for best because she would be supporting. Would she be supporting? She must be. Bears, but like we said, Bears in like every single. Bears got to be the lead. That's true. So
Bear definitely is the lead.
So 10 nominee. I think she'll at least get nominated.
It's not 10.
Yeah, it's
10 movies. I swear it's like 5.
Oh, you might be right.
Actress?
Actually, yeah, I think you might be right.
That's what I'm saying. That's going to be tough. There's a lot of good movies coming out, and maybe we'll watch other movies and be like, okay, yeah, there's like 5 better people than her. I don't know, but I just even think if there wasn't, I just maybe I'm being pessimistic.
No, I think the fact that Amy Madigan won this year for Weapons, this is a very similar role to that. Like, okay, the supernatural, like antagonist, like voodoo, creepy person in this artsy horror movie. That they just gave that a win. So if they give Indy a win for that, then they're kind of being like, okay, here's your pathway to an Oscar. You just do this performance. Well, you got to do it well, but like this is is how you get an Oscar. So I feel like they'll want to keep it versatile. So that's that. I don't see her winning, but I think she might get nominated. So. She might.
Yeah, I hope so. Just some recognition, but
who knows?
Yeah, great pick, Curry.
And then that's
I'm not even a huge. This is kind of like the Resident Evil thing. I'm not even a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing, but now I'm gonna be checking for it. Just gotta know his name's attached to it.
Okay.
Just like the Zach Kreger thing. If someone else made it, I probably wouldn't have even really cared that much. But I was like, I really liked your last movie, dog. So like, I'm probably just gonna go just based off my faith in you now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what he does. Got a certified 6 man.
Yeah,
Harry.
Certified.
Our guy Harry.
Certified. But that's all we need. All we need is one certified. All we need is one certified. And but that wraps up our show. If you guys want to be part of the conversation, make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok at the Film Room Pod. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, Film Room Podcast. We're also on Reddit too, at the Film Room Pod. If you want to ever get in the family meeting discussions, and also the answer the questions of the polls that are on Instagram. If you want to support the show, you can hit us with a review. I know I don't think still on Spotify you can leave a written review. I think it's just the stars. But on Apple you can leave a written review. And if you want to give us 5 wish willows,
you use your one wish. I'm gonna use my one wish.
Oh,
right now.
True. You still got a wish.
I wish that everyone listening to this and that did listen to this episode, because maybe they unclicked at this point because we're doing our outro, gives a 5-star review and listens to this podcast for the rest of their life.
Oh,
did you hear the snap? I realized I did that like super far from my mic. So
it was. I knew you were about to do it, so like I was paying attention. I was like ASMR. I was like,
hey, I did it. I don't think it has to be recorded. I don't think that's the rules of the One Wish Willow.
Interesting wording for the rest of their life. So I guess they're just not.
Hey,
okay,
man, that's not my. I said everyone listening to this, and I guess I'm listening to this. Oh damn!
So.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. What did we just wish for? And I still got people at my door and I got to answer.
Oh, too. True. Yeah. Yeah. They're still there. That's crazy. They didn't ring the doorbell at any other time of the episode.
Oh, snap.
There they are.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it.
Damn, hopefully they didn't piss themselves just standing there. They've just been standing there attentively like Nikki this whole time. I just peeing as long as we've been talking over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up the show. I don't know if you have any other final words.
No, I mean, it was a good movie. I wasn't really looking out for it too much, but then all the positive response had me interested. I had to go check it out, and I liked it. It was good.
All right, good to hear. With that being said, remember, Ian isn't weird for being bricked up for trivia night. You just never been to a good trivia night.
True. Good trivia be doing some crazy things to me.
Peace out.
Peace out.